G'day everybody, and hello to Aviation Videography. Today we are live streaming from Melbourne Airport. The current runway ops are runway 34, and on screen here we've set up just in time for the China Airlines A350 for the carbon fiber livery. I'm Matt from HD Melbourne Aviation, and I'll be joined by Sam in a couple of minutes. He's just driving up at the moment, and he'll be hosting the stream with me this morning. So in the meantime, let's enjoy this China Airlines A350 coming in from Taipei, a CI-57. And there we go. China Airlines A350 just touched down. So let me just get some of this tech sorted, make sure that the screen doesn't go off. And let's bring that chat onto the actual stream itself. So it has been a hot minute. It has been a while since we've done one of these. And I've genuinely missed it. So it's good to be back. I'm sure it feels the exact same way. And look who's rocked up.
How's it going?
Sammy, mate, it's been a while.
It has.
How are ya?
Good, good.
That's good to hear. Just setting up the chat at the moment.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh. Just the typical stream stuff.
Some cool liveries here. United, China Airlines. Turkish is here. Oh wow. Mustn't have went last night.
No, it didn't. So just getting this sorted. I think we've got a Singapore 777 coming in as well.
Nice morning out here. Just having a look on the radar, we've got QF29 taking off to Hong Kong on runway 34, the 330. But next to land is the Singapore Airlines 777-300ER SQ237 from Singapore. One of the many daily SQ flights, one of the many daily flights between Singapore and Melbourne operated by many airlines. I think we have what airlines do we have doing that now? A number of airlines. Qantas, Jetstar, Scoot, Singapore Airlines, Turkish Airlines, just to name a few. Previously though, Emirates did it as well, but they stopped that service via Singapore. It now flies direct to Dubai, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's recently just started up, hasn't it? That direct flight.
So now they've got 3 daily direct flights to Dubai.
Oh, it's awesome to see. And plus the timings are so much better. In the wintertime we get it, right at sunset, which is fantastic. Alright, I think I've got the chat up here. Let's see if we can put this on the screen. Look at this. Already from Hayden. Popping in a $2 super chat there.
Thanks very much, mate.
Saying hello, you two. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for tuning in on Aviation Videography Live this morning.
Welcome.
Big. Just getting this pop-out chat to work here. You know, when you're not doing anything, and when you haven't done this for a while, you kind of forget about the tech gremlins, don't you?
100%.
You forget about just how frustrating it can be, but this should hopefully work now. Or not. Anyway, we'll get back to that.
We've got...
That's taking way too much time.
Who else do we got in the chat here? Chat Ninja. So we've got Rudy here.
Oh, Rudy, good day, mate. Long time no speak.
Little old Rudy.
Wow, wait, so Sam, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, good. Busy.
I can
Busy
tell.
Working.
Yeah, bloody hell. It's been since what, December or something since we've done this together. It's been like
a
nearly...
stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Has.
Dude, it's been nearly like half a year.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
year's going quick.
I know, I was thinking about that last night.
May.
Dude, it's almost halfway through. Like January and New Year's felt like it was yesterday. It's gone so damn quick.
Here's SQ237 now on final for 3-4. Another one of the number of many flights that operate between Singapore and Melbourne. I was just saying, we've got a lot of airlines that do that now. Turkish, Scoot, Singapore, Qantas, Jetstar.
Yeah, huge variety.
And back in the day, you would have also had BA on there, Gulf Air.
Yeah, British Airways. I still want them to come back.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a
got
pipe
Delta
dream.
coming soon.
Yeah, we do.
When's that? End of year?
End of year.
Yeah.
December, I think.
Delta, which is going to be pretty cool to see here. That's one that we've been trying to get for ages, though. And
yeah.
then the last thing to top it off would be getting American, but I don't know if we will.
Could you imagine having the Legacy 3 by the end of the year?
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, no, that should be awesome. Yeah, we have been sort of going for the American Airlines for eons now.
Yeah.
Even before COVID, they were talking about Delta coming with the Virgin partnership and everything like that.
But then that partnership obviously stopped as well. They're not partners anymore.
Yeah, so who are they partnered with? Rex?
United.
So United's with Virgin.
Yep.
And Rex is with Delta.
Yep.
Gotcha.
But Rex and Delta kind of probably stopped that thing now that Rex don't operate their capital city runs anymore with the 7.3s, so...
Or maybe they're going for like a different business strategy, trying to tackle regional.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't see it being super successful, but...
Yeah, neither. Nothing will beat the American and Qantas partnership.
No way.
Virgin changed up a lot of its partnerships. I mean, they were partnered with Etihad as well, but now they've stopped that. And now they've partnered with Qatar, who's a part of One World, which is partnered with Qantas. So it's a bit of an odd one in that sense. And on screen there is Velocity 91 barreling down runway 34 for Denpasar. That's the 737 MAX 8. Slowly started to see a couple of these now pop up.
Yeah, they're popping up quick, aren't they? There should be more of them around because they just ended the Cairns to Tokyo flights. Because for the longest time that was operated by the majority of the Virgin
Yeah, I
Maxes.
think a lot of them were testing flights as well.
Yeah, gotta
But then
be.
they had the Cairns Haneda, and then that stopped.
Yeah.
That for some reason stopped, unknown.
I guess it just wasn't successful.
Yeah, it just wasn't successful at all.
I mean, it is a hard sell, isn't it? 7 hours and 737.
Yeah, it is.
I'd find it very
I would
difficult.
rather go via Singapore or something and fly SQ, or via Hong Kong and fly Cathay. At least you're flying in some form of comfort. Do you know what I mean?
100%, because you know the seat space on a 737 is incredibly narrow.
Not for me.
Nah, neither.
Not for me.
Absolutely not.
Oh my god.
Let's Oh no, and Hayden with a $2 super chat here, Sam. He's saying
Yeah.
Sam's favourite words,
Yeah,
heavy bonanza.
Definitely not, mate. Definitely not.
No, he's not having a bar of that one, mate. Sorry about
Not
that.
today, mate.
Not today.
But I appreciate the donation.
Cheers, Hayden.
No heavy bonanzas today.
No heavy bonanzas.
Oh well, Malaysian got the 330 Neo as well.
Yeah, lots changed.
What happened with that? Because I remember it broke down for like after its first flight to Melbourne.
Yeah.
It was stuck in Kuala Lumpur for like 4 days after that. Something happened.
Yeah, they swapped it back out to the 330-300s.
Wonder why.
I think it just engine problems straight off the bat,
Wow.
which is sort of why you're supposed to do, you know, short-term,
testing and stuff.
yeah, short flights. Sam, I think I've done it, mate.
Oh, we got the chat.
I got the chat.
Oh, wonderful. There we go.
There we go. Hayden, mate. Putting up that heavy bonanza on screen. Now we can finally get the show on the road here. That's been eating away at me.
That. You press that.
Gotcha.
And there's Vietnam. Just lining up now on 3-4. That's going to be heading off to Ho Chi Minh City. There's another daily flight that we've seen for many, many, many years now. I think when it was first operating here, it was operated by 767. They slowly phased in the 777-200 ERs that they operated.
Yep. Then
And then
330s for a little bit.
And the 330s as well. Now they've brought along. Then they brought along the 78s after that.
Yep.
And now in the more recent years, probably the last 3 years, would you say, they've brought along the 350s now?
I feel like it's been even longer than that.
Really?
They've had these around forever. Since like 2018.
Here?
Yeah.
But they were in and out of these with the 78s as well since 2018.
Yeah, sometimes they sort of swap them out.
Yeah.
I think in the summertime we had a bunch of 787s. So that's lined up at the end of the runway. Going to go to Ho Chi Minh City. And great to see Rudy there in the chat.
Great to see Rudy. Becky H. Davies and Paul Hibbert says, hello Sam and Matt, good to see you both back. Just a quick pop in, sadly on holiday with the family in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Florida.
Hope everyone is fantastic, but if they watch the replay during the week. Awesome, thanks mate, thanks for quickly tuning in. Bit jealous with shows in Florida.
Yeah, I reckon.
I think it was raining there though. I was watching the Formula One.
Oh, was it?
Qualifying yesterday.
Where's that? Is that being
raining.
held in Miami, is it?
Yeah, Miami. It was pouring rain.
Yeah, right.
But
That's a bit unseasonal, isn't it? I thought that was later in summer where the storms would come in. But Paul, cheers mate, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great time over there in the sunny state.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Is Florida the sunny state or is that California? I think California's the golden state.
We should know this.
We should.
Yeah, California's the golden state.
That's the golden
Florida's
state.
the sunny state. The sunshine state or something.
It's got to be something like that. It's something happy.
Oh.
I miss you too, Rudy. Hopefully at some point we could both come up to LA and see ya.
Miss you too, buddy.
Here we go, let's get this Vietnam A350 rolling down 3-4 on its way over to Ho Chi Minh City.
There it is, lifting out. Up for a long flight now, that one.
I'll tell you what, it's not a bad service, that one.
Yeah.
I went up to Frankfurt with it.
Oh,
like
wow.
all the way from Melbourne, Ho Chi Minh City to Frankfurt.
Oof.
It was actually quite spacious.
Death.
The cabin's not too bad.
Death.
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 That's honestly how I'm feeling about flying at the moment.
Yeah. You got any trips planned?
Not really, no. Oh, actually, I've got the UK coming up in the middle of the year.
Oh yeah. When? Like what dates?
Middle of July until the start of August, so about 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna head up.
In the UK.
So I'm gonna try and tackle Riyadh,
Oh yeah.
and then just in general, like sort of spot an area, do a little bit of what we did back in 2022. You know, with
Bit
the
of Heathrow.
bit of Heathrow, bit of Cologne.
Oh yeah, you do a bit of Europe as well.
Yeah, a bit of the EU, bit of Germany.
That's good.
What about yourself?
Not
Where's your
much.
next one?
I don't know. I just got back from Dubai. It was good.
Yeah, how did that go?
Obviously not very spotting friendly. It's just
No.
more of a holiday to relax.
That's it. The fact that you're back here, I figured that you didn't take the camera.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I flew Etihad.
Yep.
On the way back, but on the way there I flew Qantas and Etihad. That was good.
So what, you went through Singapore, right?
Yeah, I went through Singapore. Yeah.
No, I was I was hoping you'd get the middle seat on the way back.
Yeah, definitely not. I was not going to let that one happen, mate. But
the middle seat next to two plus-size travelers.
Yeah, I was not going to let that one happen. I wouldn't mind hitting up LA again though. I really would.
Oh yeah?
I'd love to do that, but just got to find the time.
Yeah, you're a busy man.
I'm busy at the moment, but I'm trying to find, potentially looking for another job.
At the airport, right?
I want to get back into the sector of it, yeah.
Back into aviation, mate. You got to do it.
There, yeah. I want to. Just got to find the right fit.
There's nothing more exciting than working at Melbourne Airport.
Well,
that came off way more sarcastic than I meant it.
It's just the shift work kind of helped a bit more with the spotting and things.
Oh, heaps more. The fact that you could manipulate your schedule a lot easier to sort of...
Exactly.
You know,
you could, if I wanted to work a night shift so I could stream in the morning up until 11 AM, I could do that. And you just had a lot more flexibility to do things like that. But at the moment, because I work a 9 to 5 job, my flexibility with streaming is just out of this world. It doesn't exist.
That's it.
And I have to obviously take into account travel time as well. I live about an hour and a half to an hour from work, so that also kind of contradicts my plans of trying to spot. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and let's face it, after work, you get a little bit tired. You don't want to really do much. You just want to unwind, relax, watch some TV, pour a glass of scotch.
Yeah. On screen there is Velocity 826 from Sydney, another milk run, but this one's actually operated by a 737 MAX 8, which is pretty cool.
They're getting more and more common, aren't they?
They are. So it's pretty cool to see. So we've got the MAX 8 there landing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I wouldn't mind hitting up LA again. I do know that in November I am going to try to take leave again for maybe a week.
Really? In November?
November, yeah. I go to Dubai again. I don't know. I really like Dubai.
Yeah, I know.
I know you know that I like it.
I know you love it.
Say again?
I know you love it.
Yeah. I do enjoy it there.
Yeah, good old Dubai. See, I've never actually been there. Not properly. Like, I've done Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And...
I just really enjoy our just safe, clean, everyone gets along. No one's there to annoy you. I don't know.
No one's there to annoy you.
People know how to drive. I don't know, it's just...
People know how to drive fast.
Yeah. But it's clean there, like it's just so good.
I know, it's your heaven.
It's literally my heaven.
If you guys have ever seen the inside of Sam's car, it's cleaner than a clean room in a hospital. There is not an ounce of germs anywhere.
I won't be letting that one happen.
Buddy's got a whole disinfectant bottle and everything. Every time he gets in his car, like, rubs his hands.
That's it. We got TriStar Darren Morning, Sam. Been a few months. Hey, fellas.
Yeah, it's been ages, mate.
It's great to see you both back live in Melbourne. Haven't missed the content. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, tremendous to see you, mate. Bet you missed the banter.
Yeah.
I've missed it, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
So this is like the first time I've seen you since, well, ever. It's been ages, mate.
What was it, January?
I think so. Remember we went and got Turkish? I think that's the last time I actually saw you. At the homestead.
Oh, yeah. Nah, that was like February at least.
Nah, that was like the end of December. It was still light.
Nah, it was January. It was definitely January. 100%. And on screen there we've got the United 78. That's just pushed back from Terminal 2.
Special livery as well.
Yep. It's that
That's
special fuel one, SAP.
Yeah, the green fuel or whatever it's called. The Eco United. There it is. Tugs detached, running on its own power now.
Should be moving up to the end of 3-4, ready for a nice heavy departure off to the United States.
Yep, San Francisco I think this one is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty fantastic. The fact that we have 2 United flights operating pretty much every day now.
Yeah.
Where you going?
Where you going?
Where you going, boy? There you go. For a second it looked like it was turning up towards 1-6.
Yeah, good boy.
Yeah, good boy. See the the memes with the police? Good boy.
Oh yeah.
What's your badge number? Good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, so look, I might do that again in November for a week. Like this hotel that I stayed at was really good. Nice, clean. It was awesome.
That's your
It was
criteria.
good value for money as well. Like I paid a good price for everything that was included.
So no bed bugs?
No bed bugs.
Are you sure?
No bed bugs, no having to change rooms or hotels or if anyone tries to sleep in my bed. No bed bugs.
There's bed bugs everywhere, mate, except for your bed.
No bed bugs.
Here we go, here's a bit of a race. 737 versus 787.
There we go. United's got that bit of better fuel. He's getting ahead.
He's getting ahead,
On the
although
home straight.
although it's on the inner lane, the 737. So United, I think, is not going to win this round.
eye-catching livery, that one.
It is, isn't it? So vibrant.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely rate it. There you go, taxiing all the way up to 3-4. Gonna take, what is it, kilo,
Kilo, yeah, that'll be it.
all the way at the end. But definitely a perfect day to do this. The runways are in our favour. All
Yeah.
runway 3-4, which is ideal for streaming. We can,
Sure is.
then we can sort of get both runway, every bit of traffic. Here we go. Looks like Singapore's getting ready as well.
Oh,
all
yeah,
closed up.
SQ cargo.
Good little rush on a Sunday morning. Let's go look at the arrivals here. Looks like we've got a Qantas 737 popping in.
We are just about to touch down. Qantas 737-800.
There we go, greased it.
Probably a milk run. Where's it coming from? Adelaide, QF 679. No, sorry, apologies. QF 1209 from Canberra. That's a short hop for that one.
I didn't even think the 737s did that. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, on the odd occasion they do. I've even seen the 71s when they had them do Melbourne Sydney,
Yeah, yeah.
which was pretty cool.
That's a
That
real
was in,
wacky
like,
one to
peak,
do.
peak period. So when I was working for them, I remember.
Is that because they had no 737s to do those flights? They
Yeah.
had to just chuck on whatever they had.
Yeah, and I think it was during a period where they still had a lot of aircraft just coming out of hibernation, as in the 330s and stuff.
Yeah, that was like a 22 thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And yeah, they whacked on a 717 on the peak flight.
Yeah, those days are still kind of kooky when you look back at it. Like all the stuff that was sort of happening.
Yeah.
Like I remember we'd get the Thai in the morning. But do you remember how dead it was
Oh,
when we
yeah.
first did these streams? It's like, all right, our morning rush is a Thai at 9:30, Bamboo at 10, and United at 10:30, and that was the
Bamboo
morning
doesn't
rush.
exist here anymore.
Nah, it's done.
Has Bamboo ceased operations in total?
Nah, they got some like domestics, but they're a fraction of what they were.
Wow.
So the 787 gamble just did not pay off.
No. It's kind of weird. They started in COVID, but then didn't last out of it. A lot of airlines good outside of COVID, but couldn't last inside the COVID period.
Yeah, it's
Just
weird,
a
isn't it?
one. They probably took a bit of a risky opportunity at the time. They saw the time to do it. I guess they did.
I think it was like just a bad luck as well because 2019 is when they invested in the 787s.
Oh, really?
And then COVID happened, so
Yeah.
obviously they would have lost a lot of money,
A lot of money.
grounding them. They even came here in 2020 just for like freight flights.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until 22 before they could actually fly.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, I think it was just bad timing. Bit of a shame though. I actually quite like the, the green livery
Yeah, it's good.
at the terminal.
It's very good. Talk about bad timing. When I was going to Dubai, I went from Melbourne to Sydney, Singapore, right?
Yeah.
And it was pouring rain here. It was pouring rain in Sydney.
Right.
So I left here late. The flight left late. It was on a 787 Melbourne to Sydney, which is pretty cool because they don't always put them on those flights. We landed in Sydney with 45 minutes to connect. And like when I say I was going quick, I was going very quick to get there.
Yeah, you would have been sprinting.
Because I didn't want to miss it.
No way.
Because it was in J.
Oof. Yeah, you can't miss that.
I was not gonna miss it because the next one was QF1, which usually leaves at 3, but that was delayed until like 8 o'clock at night, which then would have stuffed up everything possible.
Yeah, you would have lost an entire day.
Exactly. Where this...
And you would have got Y, no doubt.
Yeah. And this Qantas A380 flight was actually supposed to be the Finnair one, but because of the industrial action, they just whacked on a 380.
Yeah, right.
Because Finnair has that industrial action at the moment with the
Yeah,
pilots.
so they've only got one like service now, right?
Yeah, at the
Finnair
moment.
330s.
So then Qantas just whacked on this 380. And I got there and she's like, nah, you're not going, you've been deboarded.
You've been deboarded.
Lost your boarding pass.
They're non-rounds.
Like, it was just, the whole ticket was cancelled. And I cracked it. I flipped it at them and I was like, sorry, but I need to go. And then they put me on. But they had to take someone out of the seat that I was in.
Yep.
Really? Walk of shame.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it got that
you got
bad.
someone else deboarded, or?
Yeah, it got that bad.
How did that happen?
Because I was that late that they thought I wasn't going to make it, so they upgraded that person.
Right.
But then I did make it, and I showed them my boarding pass with that seat, and I was like, sorry, but I'm here. You're still boarding other people.
You know, I swear that's happened to us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what's gone on.
Yep.
That's behind the scenes, all the nitty gritty.
And on screen here is Garuda, flight 716, arriving in from Jakarta, the capital. It's got the special livery, the 74th anniversary.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty colours there.
Very vibrant. We might get a double vibrant shot here with the blues.
There you go. Thumbnail, Sam.
There we are. Bang. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that livery. Wowee. Been a great morning for specials already.
It has.
With the carbon fibre, with this one, with the United, and also as Sam mentioned earlier, the Turkish. Because the Turkish A350s, they only operate at night.
Here, yeah.
Nah, so it must have broken down or something's gone on. I did have a look just before you came to see what was going on with it. There's no scheduled takeoff. It was cancelled last night.
Really?
It was rescheduled to midnight, but just never left.
Wow.
So probably something's
crew.
screwed up. It's
the
crew
hours,
hours as well. How does it work? So do they have crews based in Singapore and they swap them out for the Melbourne flights, or?
I don't know.
Because there's no way they've sent a crew all the way from Istanbul to Singapore and then Singapore to Melbourne.
No, I think the crew that was supposed to fly this flight last night will just have to go rest and then fly again.
Yep. Sounds about right. Man, honestly, aviation is just a logistical nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah. Sure
Absolute logistical nightmare. And looks like we've got a narrow body coming in. It's like a Virgin 737.
Let's have a look. It's coming in from Brisbane. Velocity 318, 737-800 now on final for 3-4. Not too far behind that, we've got a triple, also in a special livery. This is Cathay Pacific.
Oh, is it One World?
Yeah, One World. Cathay
Oh,
Pacific
no way.
Flight CX105 from Hong Kong.
Oh,
Which
happy
is pretty
days.
cool because prior to COVID, they only had the 777s on the late night flight. It was very
Yeah,
hard
they
to see
did.
the 777.
Yeah, you just didn't see it.
Never see it because it always came at night. And the only flights I had during the day was either the 330s when they had them prior to 2018 here, and then after that it was all 350s.
And now they sort of mix it up a little bit.
Now
like,
it's, yeah, they have 2 triples a day, and one 350, I believe. I believe that's true.
But that's only recent, because a couple of weeks ago it was 2 350s and a triple. And then before that it was all 350s. And
Yeah, it's always swapping and changing with Cathay, I think.
I swear it's whatever they have. Whatever's available, they'll use it.
It's pretty cool. The One World livery does look pretty good. I always love One World liveries on all airlines. American,
Oh yeah. Well, out of the three, the Star Alliance, SkyTeam, One World, what's your favourite?
One World. I don't know. It's more basic than the rest, but it's just, I love the One World Alliance. Oh, and SQ's pushing back too.
Bit of a bonanza, Sam.
We've got United now powering down runway 34. Off to SFO. Slowly rotating, look at the wing flex there. Whoa.
They used up a lot more runway than I was anticipating.
Yeah, quite a
I'm
bit of
not
wing
standing
flex
the right
as
way.
well.
Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of pressure.
There she goes.
So I think that's our second longest route here at Melbourne, clocking in at about
What's the
15
longest?
hours.
No, Dallas.
Dallas,
Yeah.
definitely Dallas. And it looks like, wait, what's that?
Dallas, how long?
Dallas, I think it's about 17 hours or so. It is honestly probably the hardest flight you can do. Horrendously difficult. And it looks like Julia Flights, our friends up there in Brizzy, have redirected their viewers over to our stream.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Cheers for that, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Got a bit of heavy action here now still to roll through. We've got the SQ 747 400 freighter.
That's pushing back.
And we've also got now on screen, as we zoom in, the Cathay 777-300ER CX105 now arriving in from Hong Kong.
Look at that, One World.
Enjoy this one. You see Oman Air's joining One World.
Are they?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Be keen to see their One World livery on the aircraft.
So they're
Straight out of Muscat.
yeah, you're a big advocate from Oman Air, aren't you?
Yeah, big time. There we are, look at that. Love the triple. Dustin Jackson said, cool liveries there at Mel with a $5 US dollar super chat tip. Thank you, mate.
Oh, Dustin, it's been ages, mate. How are you?
Awesome stuff. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, there are some pretty cool liveries here today.
Yeah, we've gotten very lucky.
What's that? That's the Garuda there.
There it is.
That arrived in from Jakarta, the 330-300.
Making its way over to Terminal 2. And in a moment, we're going to see the Shanghai Airlines 787 taxiing behind it. And that one's going to be heading off to Shanghai, naturally.
Yep, that's it.
That's going to be our next heavy aircraft departure. There we go, look at that. Julia Flights giving us a bit of a helping hand there. Good day everybody who's just joined. I'm Matt from HD Melbourne Aviation, and I'm joined with Sam, the host of the show.
How you going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
And we're here at Melbourne Airport. It is just after 11 AM. The runway direction is runway 34, and we have a lot of heavies about to take off, including a 747. So stick around and stay tuned. Here we go, we've got Shanghai taxiing up. Fantastic to see. So this flight, I swear, changes like aircraft and airlines more than any other here. Like last week, this was a China Eastern A350.
Oh, really?
Yeah, then this week it's back to a Shanghai 787. No doubt next week it's going to change back to China Eastern.
That's very weird.
Yeah, I just can't understand the operation.
I wonder if the business class is different in both aircraft.
Yeah, you reckon that's probably like a factor in it?
Probably.
Do you think it's like a seasonal thing where, you know, if they know they're going to have a lot more business travel, they chuck on the better aircraft?
Yeah. I reckon it's all red inside that plane.
It's got to be. If it's not, I'd be disappointed. You know, I flew on Capital Airlines to...
Is that all red?
Yeah. Like, it's exactly what you expect it to look like inside.
Yeah.
It's very, you know, regal Chinese.
Yeah. Typical. I
And
like that though. I like getting on an international carrier and knowing like what kind of airline you're on. Like when you're on Etihad, you know that you're on Etihad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I love
It's
the...
very Arab themed inside.
Yeah, it's very like, you know, got your beiges, your browns, your yellows.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
It's almost like embracing, you know, heritage and stuff,
when
right?
you fly Qatar, you've got the nice dark purple and the dark blues. And on screen there, we've got a Jetstar A320 on final for 3-4. That one's arriving in this morning from Brisbane as JQ563.
From Brizzy. Slowing down there. The 747's about to begin taxiing.
It is.
Should be
We'll start
our,
taxiing shortly.
Yeah, this will be our first and probably only 747 of the stream unless something unexpected pops in. Okay, we'll take a look at the Satellite International Terminal. And good day, Mark. Thanks for tuning in. Catch up with the chat here for a second. It's been a busy morning.
It has.
Haven't had much of the of an opportunity.
TriStar Darren. Rudy still here, which is pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks, Rudster.
G'day, Rudy again.
John with a $8 super chat. Nice to see you both. Thanks, John. Appreciate it very much.
Coming up to the runway now, we've got the Shanghai Airlines 787. Going to be operating as MU738 direct to Shanghai. About to embark on its 10-hour journey.
Thanks very much again, John. Don't know if you could hear us before. And TriStar Darren with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, TriStar Darren.
Wowee. Darren, mate. Really appreciate that. Cheers.
Really appreciate that, mate. Awesome work there, guys.
Look at that. All those lucky new members.
Lucky new members of the show. And Fast Eddie, the two legends of Mel plane spotting together with a $5 super chat. Thanks, buddy. We've got Shanghai here. Rolling down 3-4. Let's see when she'll lift out. I think it'll be before United at least.
Surely.
Lift out about now, surely.
It's going, it's going, it's going.
Well, I'd say that's about the same as United.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I always thought these airlines kind of like, you know, thrashed them.
She looks heavy.
She's heavy. She's very heavy.
So there goes Shanghai Airlines 787-9.
There we go, 10-hour journey ahead.
Sure is. We've got the SQ74 now taxiing out.
Let's go take a look at that.
You can hear those engines, that's for sure.
Man, I love that like droning sound. You know what I mean? Like when the 747's taxiing, it doesn't really matter what it is. Like a General Electric, Pratt & Whitney.
You still hear them.
You just hear them and they sound classic. There we go. It's making its way up to holding point Kilo for its departure. But yeah, we were actually going to stream from a different spot today, but the wind is far worse than they predicted.
Yeah, we were planning on Ops Road, but the wind must have gotten pretty bad pretty quick.
Yeah, because I had all the gear with me, because the last time we streamed on here, you unfortunately got sick.
Yeah.
Maybe you woke up unwell, and so I tried to go to Ops earlier, set everything up, but
It's too windy.
yeah, dude, I kid you not. So I set the table up on top of the car, right? And I went to go get the laptop from the car. So I put the table up, and then everything was still in the car. I got down, and I kid you not, the table flew off.
Oh wow.
It tipped
Far
over
out.
onto the other side. So if I got in the other side of the car, that probably would have landed on my head.
Or imagine if you had like a camera on there which wasn't weighing it down enough for it still not to flip. Do you know what I mean? You put your camera on there, but it's still not heavy enough for it not to flip, and it still flips and the camera breaks. That
Exactly.
would have just been a nightmare.
So after that, I'm like, nope, we're going T4.
Yeah.
Have to.
Don't blame me.
And looks like we've got a heavy on finals here.
We do. Let's have a look at what it is.
I think it'd be Fiji. Looks like a 350.
Sure is. Fiji Airways 350-900 arriving from Mandy.
That expert plane identifier.
Is that a daily thing now with the 350?
Nah.
Just every now and then.
I think weekends it usually does it now.
Yeah.
And then weekdays it's a 737.
Yeah. Look at
But yeah.
this Q74 waiting. I reckon she'll wait for Fiji and then she'll go.
But yeah, dude, going back to that thing with Ops, right? Where the
Yeah.
table fell.
Yeah.
I think the worst part was, I had there was a car drove past at the worst time, and like 2 people in the back kind of pointed at me. Like as I'm as they're driving past, they're pointing, probably like saying look at this clown.
Yeah.
Like, why is he putting a table on the roof?
Yeah.
And it topples over. It's just awful timing.
Oh, she's probably laughing inside.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, that's bad.
I've probably made it onto their family
Yeah.
chat.
No, that's really bad.
It's so embarrassing.
That's not good.
Like, they'll go home tonight, back to their partners and whatnot.
Yeah.
Anything interesting happened today? Oh yeah, I saw a guy with a table that nearly fell on his head.
Yeah.
Where was it? At the airport.
They'd probably think you're the oddest person doing stuff like that out there.
Oh, 100%.
So we should have this Fiji 350-900 land, and then we'll see the 74, the Queen, take off, which will be pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing the Queen roll out.
Yeah, like Sunday classic.
She's going to Singapore as well, so she might be pretty heavy.
Let's see if it uses as much runway as Shanghai.
Another vibrant livery on the tail with that one.
Yeah, you don't see brown too often, do you? I'm never going to forget my Fiji Airways experience.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Alright, so Sam and I were flying up to San Francisco together.
Oh yeah.
And we got Fiji Airways. So what we did, we got the bulkhead. So we're sitting at the front of the
That was on
economy
a
class.
7.3, yeah.
And it was on the 737 MAX. So Sam was on the window seat, I was in the middle, and there was mum sitting next to me with a baby. Like, all well and good, until they put the
Bassinet down.
bassinet down.
They open it up.
And so our entire bulkhead is sort of gone, and it's like, alright, is what it is, no problem. How I sleep on a plane, I can't just sleep sitting back, I have to put my head down on the tray table, right?
Yeah.
And so I've done that. I'm trying to get a few hours sleep before we get to Fiji, so I feel rejuvenated when I get there.
Yeah.
And I've got my head on the tray table, and lo and behold, the baby,
Kicks you.
it starts hitting my head, pulling my hair, playing with it.
Oh.
And I'm looking up every time it's doing that, and then looking at Sam, and then I'm seeing him laughing with the mum about it.
Yeah, that was gold.
That was
That was gold. The only thing I remember, which isn't much, from that second flight, which was Nandi to San Francisco,
Oh, yeah.
I passed out like crazy, bro. Like, I slept before the plane took off, and I woke up as we were landing. Like, that was gold due to those sleeping tablets.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in the airport and we had a burger as well?
In San Francisco?
Yeah. No, Fiji. We had Burger King.
Did we?
Yeah,
It sounds
we
like
did.
something we do.
We did. And it was late at night, it was hot. I was pissed off because I was just annoyed that, you know, we had to go on this stopover flight.
I remember it was hilarious. So, I was telling Sam about these sleeping pills that I got and saying, oh, these are really going to help us, like, on these flights. And Sam's like, oh, yeah, well, can I have one? Like, because, you know, I want to feel better when we get to San Francisco. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I was like, but trust me, they're really, really strong. So I remember you had it, and, you know, within the first 20 minutes, you're like, oh, it's doing nothing, these are useless. And the next thing I remember is, like, waking up for breakfast, and you're passed out, like, contorted in the most unnatural pose possible. And the first thought that came to my mind was, oh my god, I've killed Sam. I'm like, how am I going to explain this one? And then, like, the flight attendant came around and, like, tried to shake your shoulder, saying, like, serve breakfast, and you just were not budging. And I'm sitting there looking the other way, like, oh, what's happened here?
Yeah,
like,
wasn't
me.
That's bad.
And then I remember you got to San Francisco, and you were just completely out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you were so groggy, you were, like, just ticked off, and remember we had to run to the terminal to get the Air Canada
we had to change terminals and run to get Air Canada, and then the line was massive. Do you remember the security line? It was like really long.
Yeah.
And then I cracked the shits because someone pissed me off. It just took too long.
And you were trying not to pass out in the line.
Yeah. And then we got economy as well. Where were we going? Vancouver.
I think Anchorage.
No, Anchorage was...
Oh no, yeah, we went to Vancouver.
That was a Vancouver trip. Yeah. Anchorage was different. Anchorage, we went to LA first, then we flew direct with Air Canada on that little CRJ, remember? And we got business.
Oh, yeah.
We landed in Vancouver and went to that hotel. The guy was like, I'll give you a cheap price for the hotel. Do you remember that? The shady guy?
Yeah, it was more expensive than it actually was.
It was more expensive than it was online. The dodgy bloke.
The hotel was so dated.
Yeah, and it was like outdated as. And then we woke up the next morning, got that airport transfer, and it was like pouring rain. Then we flew, what did we fly? Air Canada 73, business again to Anchorage, remember? Then we landed in Anchorage, and we're like, right, let's go, hire a car, bang, we're set. And we couldn't hire a car. We went to every single car rental place there, because pretty much we didn't want to set and lock in a car rental prior to getting there, because we weren't sure we were going to go there, pretty much. We weren't flying on a confirmed airline ticket.
Yeah, we're flying on a standby ticket, so it's just if they had seats.
Yeah.
And, you know, getting up to Alaska in the summertime is not easy.
No. And then, so we were at the airport trying to hire a car. No one wanted to hire anything to us.
And then they're like, oh yeah, we don't have any cars available unless you have a credit card, because these cars are like, you know, a big class. Like, they're like the big, you know, four-wheel drives.
But then we found this place. This guy was like, oh, the only place that I can recommend is this one in downtown Anchorage. So we got in a taxi and went there. And it was shady as there, but we got a car in the end. It was a Cadillac. It was falling apart, but, you know, it still did the job to get around and do the runs.
That's it. I ran away from a couple of bears with it.
Yeah, that's it. Dustin, member for 32 months.
Holy moly. That's nearly 3 years.
Thanks very much, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
$32 months.
Alrighty guys, unfortunately I do have to head off now because I've got a couple things I've got to finish off. I've got to get to the shops before they close at 12, and I've got a couple things I've got to do running around. So look, we will be back in some way, shape or form. I don't know when. We'll do our best for as soon as possible. I know we've said that in the past, and I can understand why you guys won't believe us. So I'm not even going to try stand here and beg you for our trust and forgiveness and everything like that. But look, it's been good to be back, even though it's been 45 minutes for me, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's been good.
But I'm more than happy to keep it going for a little bit longer, mate.
We'll keep it going. Appreciate that. And
I
will be back on the next stream.
Sweet.
Alright, take care guys. We'll chat soon.
That's alright. Don't worry guys, I'll be here to keep this going for a little bit. We have the entire morning rush. So let's spare no time to get to it. So next up we have the Qantas A220. One of their new acquisitions. Here it is, coming up on finals for 3-4. And this one's coming in as Qantaslink QF1292 from Hobart. Here we go, let's get a close-up on this one. It's getting busy here. So we've got a Virgin 737 popping in next as Velocity 830 from Sydney. And that's now in final approach. Currently just flying over the western suburbs. And we can see the camera there, Big Brother's watching. And Kirsten, that is exactly it. Sam and Matt's plans and no plans. The tricky thing about Melbourne is the fact that you have to sort of be very, very particular with what days you stream here. In my opinion, you really need to have a all 3-4 day like today, because then, you know, at least it's busy enough that sort of things keep rolling. Because when there's a 2-7 and 3-4 day, you're going to get a mixed bag of traffic. Most of the stuff's going to go to runway 27, which really isn't the best view from here. So I think for a really solid stream, you just got to be ready to sort of, you know, stream sort of at a moment's notice when the wind is right. And there we go, making our way off runway 34 and going to head over to Terminal 3. Our next plane is going to be the Jetstar A321 CEO, not even the new engine option. Going to be taking off from runway 34 from taxiway Kilo. And this is going to be flying up to the Gold Coast as JQ448. Try and pan over quickly for the 737 arrival, which I think we've unfortunately just missed. Oh no, we can probably just get it here. Here we go. Sam needs to get one of those, another camera so we can actually set it up where you can transition to camera that's static while you're setting up your next shot, just to make things a little smoother. Definitely on the AV wish list. Next departure will be the Virgin 737. Oh, here we go. This one's going to be chasing that Jetstar A321neo as it's going up to the Gold Coast as VA739. Here we go. And it's got the split skimlets as well. Awesome to see. Our next heavy is lining up onto runway 34. It's going to be the Xiamen Air 7879, and this is going to be heading off to Xiamen as MF804. Just lining up there onto the runway now. And looks like it's doing a bit of a turn and burn. There we go. That livery always reminds me of the Boeing house one. Like, you know, that the factory livery, and I think it looks fantastic. And I think it really suits the 7879 as well. Like the way it just sort of curves underneath, I think it's a really, really nice design. So props to whoever came up with it. And let's have a look here in the chat. Darren, absolute legend there. He's on top of it. Dreamliner next and hashtag split skims. I love it. You know, there's not too many of those here in Melbourne. We don't really get too many split skims. A couple of Qantas and a couple of Virgin, I think. That's really about it. And Darren says a capital on base. Actually, yeah, we can see it. Just depends if the camera wants to cooperate. There we go. That's going to be our next heavy coming in. The Capital Airlines from Qingdao. It's an Airbus A330-300. And I think these ones are sort of suspending flights for the winter time. So it's a bit unfortunate. And actually, this is the exact flight that I flew into Beijing with. It was this Capital Airlines one. So we went up from Melbourne to Qingdao, then Qingdao to Beijing. And seriously, the interior is exactly what you expect. And the food is exactly what you expect as well. Bloody awesome. So much flavor for an airline meal. They did well. There you go. Engine's looking a little bit dated there. Needs a bit of paint. Needs a lick of paint on that. Cheers, Daz. Always do my best. Alright, turned onto the runway, we have a Rex Saab. Here we go, the next aircraft of the stream. The old Saabs, the buzz boxes. Not too sure how much longer these guys are going to be around for. Because, you know, eventually they're going to not be able to access any parts for it. At least you'd think. Like, for example, this one's already coming up to... Let's have a look at the age, if I can. 27 years old. Wow, wait, it's older than me. But I've always sort of wondered what Rex is going to replace these with. Whether it's going to be ATRs, whether they're going to go for the Dash 8s. And there it goes. So it's great to see so many new viewers here. I'm Matt from HD Melbourne Aviation. Sam was here a little bit earlier, but he's unfortunately had to go and run some errands. If you are enjoying the stream, do make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are planning to come out more and more as there's 3-4 operations. Now that we're getting into the winter time, the wind is way more favorable for runway 34, and that's the runway that's active today. So you can see it's a fantastic view, and we're going to try and do some little, like other spots as well around the airport. We're going to try and do Operations Road, which I don't know if you've seen some of Sam's videos, some of my videos on YouTube in general. That's where they sort of, you know, turn onto the runway towards you, and then take off and spool up right in front of you. It's fantastic. Definitely the best spot in Melbourne. Reminds me a little bit of Manchester even. So we're going to try and do that. And yeah, if you're enjoying it, hit that subscribe button. It's the best free way to support the channel. And we'll definitely be seeing you more and more as the weather gets better. But in the meantime, this is Melbourne Airport on a fantastic late morning. All runway 34 operations, which is fantastic to see. And our next aircraft is going to be the Virgin Australia 737-800. The camera will cooperate. There we go. Uh-oh. It's not loving that. Here we go, speedy touchdown. Greased it, fantastic. Oh, here we go. We've got some stairs around the Turkish. I don't think that was there before. Could be a good sign. I mean, if I could definitely get a shot of that taking off, that'd be phenomenal. But I've got no idea when that's actually going to happen. And looking back here at the chat, Amelia, it's been ages. How you going? And Amelia says, "Morning, Sam and Matt. Great to hear your voices again. You picked a super morning to do a stream." Thank you, Amelia. Definitely think we chose the best morning for this. Traffic is fantastic, lots of special liveries. The runway is phenomenal, and the weather is perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. Sort of a bit unexpected for Melbourne. Usually you expect the worst, but definitely not this time. Graham, mate, how's it going? It's been a while since I've seen you. He must. He always seems to have things on when we plan to go live streaming. But that's alright. We will keep the show going on a little bit longer without him. Looks like our next heavy aircraft departure is going to be this Jetstar 787 off to Sydney with a weird coloured nose. If it was white, it'd be the party bus. That's going to be our next heavy departure. Our next heavy arrival is on final approach right now. It's that Capital Airlines that we saw a couple minutes ago flying over on right base to the airport. And now it's on final approach. And are going to touch down very shortly as JD461. It's fighting the 23 knot winds. You might not seem it, but it is incredibly gusty. You know, I had the table fall off of the car roof. It's that windy. The Malaysia 330neo is on pushback and are going to start heading over towards the international terminal. They're going to start loading her up for the flight back to KL in a couple of hours. And let's see, usually some of these tug drivers, they are ex-race car drivers. They are incredibly quick. So let's see if this tug driver is just as quick as I've seen in the past. Like seriously though, you think those tugs have no speed whatsoever? They're big, they're clunky, they're bulky. Nah. These things are little McLarens. Like they go past, like they go down this taxiway faster than you would believe. Like no doubt, even faster than my car. Like with my car, I kind of feel bad for anybody driving behind me because the acceleration on it is just atrocious. Hey, good day, Jaden. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Look how fresh that paint is. Wowee. You know how cars have got that new car smell. Well, new planes have that that new paint look. That really, that shiny, glossy, just real new appeal to them. Yeah, cheers, mate. Much appreciated. You're not wrong though. Seriously, like there are lighter tanks than that. It's actually quite funny. So my car is old enough that it could actually be on club membership and club insurance. So essentially that means, like all those classic sort of cars, like your Dodge Chargers and all that, like cars that are over a certain amount of years, they can go on this like club insurance and club memberships, where essentially you can drive for like on the weekends just to go to like car shows, things like that. So you get like a much cheaper insurance rate because you're driving it a lot less, and it's usually just for recreational use. And my car qualifies, so that's kind of cute. And good day, Cam. Good to see you tuning in this morning. So we're looking at a very busy T2 at the moment. We've got a bunch of airlines parked up there. Yeah, none of them pushing back. So just catching up to see what's going on next, what we can expect to be arriving, what we can expect to be departing. Looks like the arrivals are a little bit on the quiet side, so we're going to be relying more on the departures. So coming up very, very shortly, we're going to be having the Jetstar 787 off to Singapore, a Qantas 330 off to Singapore, the Royal Brunei 787 off to Bandar Seri Begawan, and we'll see how much longer we stay after that one. But we're sort of getting to that afternoon peak where everybody sort of goes on a lunch break or on a smoke break. So we can see Malaysia has pretty much backed up a kilometre. So it's been reversing since, around the where the Turkish A350s parked. So an easy kilometre reverse. I can't even reverse out of a car park, so props to these guys reversing an entire plane out kilometres. Definitely like some qualifications need to be a tug driver here. And we can see Thai is also being tugged back, going towards the terminal for its departure in a couple of hours' time. Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? Good to see the Fiji Airways as well. Always a pleasure when they send a heavy. Here we go, tyres slowly making its way back. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if they reverse this the entire way back to Terminal 2, I'm going to be in shock. Because, you know, that's all the way over there, and Terminal 2 is all the way over here. And I don't put it past them to actually reverse it the entire way. And I kid you not, I can't even reverse out of a car park. Yet, these guys can reverse an entire plane all the way over there. Look, look, look! Back end facing Terminal 2, they're going to do it. These guys are crazy. Awesome livery though. Absolutely awesome livery. Like, you don't really see much purple. Like, when it comes to airlines, like, when you really think about it, like, the only ones that come to mind for me is, like, Hawaiian, Thai, and, well, Bonds is gone. But I literally can't think of any more purple ones. Like, I'm not counting Wizz Air, because that's mostly pink. Alright, what about you guys? Like, what other aircraft or airlines actually use purple in their branding that, like, is just going well above my head? Like, I'm actually really trying to think about it now. Like, there was Wow Air, but again, that one's gone just like Bonza. Purple, purple, purple. Oh, 100%. It's such a cool livery. Like, it stands out so much. And it's great. We've been actually getting it a lot more common here in Melbourne. A lot more common. Oh, hey, mate. Good to see ya. Oh, you know, A350s, that's where it's at here in Melbourne. This is an absolute highlight right here. I hope you're keen on getting that Vietnam 787 tonight, mate. Here we go, double A350. Wowee. Does it get much better than that? Oh yeah, duh. FedEx, obviously. So yeah, they've literally just pushed that back like probably 2 kilometers. That's it, mate. Double trouble. Also, they've got stairs on the Turkish now. And they got people around it. No idea what that means. Whether that means it's going to be going this afternoon or whether they're going to wait until tonight, because I can't see it taking off in daylight. It's just not going to happen. G'day, Gavin. So on screen we have a Virgin 737-700 making its way over there to Terminal 3. we go, putting on a nice show for the camera there. Nice and backlit. That's every photographer's dream right here. Alright, coming in now on runway 34, it looks like we have a Jetstar A320. This is peak Melbourne Airport plane spotting right here. And this one's coming in from Sydney as Jetstar flight JQ511. Oh, my bad, it's an A321. Even better. Here it is, about to touch down now. Battling those strong winds. Our next departure is going to be a Qantas 737. Lining up there on taxiway Juliet. And this is going to be heading off to Canberra. As Qantas flight QF1208. Going up to the capital of Australia. Here's a Jetstar A320 arriving in from Newcastle. Oop, there we go. This is a Jetstar flight 471. Oh, we lost the nose there. They really like to get them in and out quick around this time. Like spacing, what is that? Good day, Scotty. Good to see you, mate. It's been a while. Dazza, cheers for tuning in, mate, and your tremendous support earlier with those 10 gifted memberships. Sam and I really appreciate that. Hope you've enjoyed your time here in Melbourne Airport, plane spotting with us. It's actually been very good morning, and it's been a pleasure to have you here in the chat, keeping me entertained, and hopefully see you on the next one, whenever that may be. But have a good night, mate. Take care. Here we go. Lots of action over here at Terminal 4. Looking back on the approach path, we have a Virgin Australia 737-800 coming in from Brizzy as VA322. I'm telling you guys, plane spotting does not get better than this. We've had back-to-back A320s, 737s, and A321s. This is just, words don't even describe how good this is. But we're going to have some more heavies coming up soon. We're going to have the Jetstar 787 and the Qantas A330 to Singapore. So definitely don't want to miss those guys. Stay tuned for that. Should be going within the next few minutes. And speaking of the next heavy, there it is, the Jetstar 787 on pushback. This is going to be Jetstar Flight 7 off to Singapore. In the meantime, more phenomenal spotting to be had here on the approach path. We've got Jetstar 431 coming in from the Gold Coast, another A320. And it's slowly making its way in onto runway 34. Oh, William, this is 5 stars across the board. This is 5-star airlines, 5-star movements, 5-star weather right now, and 5-star photo locations, because T4 is just an iconic piece of Melbourne Airport plane spotting scenery. You just cannot beat it. And looks like we've got a Qantaslink E-Jet heading up towards 34 for its departure. There you go. I think, William, this makes it a 6-star airport now. On the approach path, we're going to have a Virgin Australia 737-800 from Perth. Here we go, about to complete its 3-hour journey from the most isolated city in the world. Yeah, Scotty, it looks incredibly dry, but I also kind of think it's the type of grass. Like, I swear, it doesn't matter how much water this grass around Melbourne Airport gets, it is always yellow. Like, doesn't matter the season. Like, in summer it's worse, but yeah, I think it's just Australian grass. It's just yellow. Like, it actually, this is sort of the greenest I've seen it in the longest time. That says something. Dustin, mate, cheers for tuning in and your support as well. Really, really appreciate it. It's been fantastic having you. Cheers for joining us at Melbourne Airport this morning. You take care, mate. Hopefully see you on the next one. There we go, got some movement around that Turkish. Our next departure off runway 34 is going to be the Qantaslink Embraer E190. And this is going off to Townsville as QF 1988. And mate, welcome to the Gate Lounge. Pleasure to have you here, supporting both Sam and I as our live streaming continues. Really appreciate it, mate. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy the perks. I think you get access to the members-only videos now that Sam has made. So it's a pleasure having you joining us here. And yeah, it looks like it got cancelled last night. And I've been trying to check to see if they've got a new flight listed, specifically because they've got the GPU being positioned next to it. So I'm sort of thinking there could be some movement this afternoon, but we're just going to have to wait and find out. On departure here we have Virgin 737 MAX off to Sydney as velocity 841. Our next departure is going to be that Jetstar 787 heading off to Singapore as Jetstar Flight 7. It's lined up and waiting to go off runway 34. And looking at flight radar, we've also got Qantas Flight 35, which is off to Singapore as well, which is just pushed back. That should be taking off very shortly. Just waiting for that Qantas 737 to clear the runway, and then it's going to embark on its journey. Oh, sweet as, mate. That's awesome. What are you getting from the mall? And make sure to get some more Earl sandwiches or whatever we got. That stuff slaps, man. Actually, Rudy, that's my go-to meal in LAX as well. Like straight to Earl sandwiches in the terminal. Get the I think what it's the 1960 whatever sandwich, like the original one. Fantastic. You got pastrami, you got melted cheese, you have peppered mayo sauce. Mwah. And they cook the like the meat, so it's so tender because it's like it's not well done. It's like, you know, rare. I love it. It's so good. Oh yeah, Mother's Day, right? Yeah. That is that slipped my mind. And here we go, Jetstar 8. Departing off 3-4. And looks like carbon fiber's on the move here. Probably going to take Malaysia's spot at the remote international terminal, the satellite terminal. That's pretty much what I call this area here. That's where they love to park up the heavies for the day. And great to have you in the chat, mate, joining us here at Melbourne Airport. And keeping me company as well. I go crazy out here if I'm plane spotting solo for too long. Just love the design on the back of this plane. And I love how they've integrated the purple of the tail into the darker purple of the carbon fiber. Like really, really, really well designed. And Peter, good day, mate. How's it going? And I'm still here. Are you here at Melbourne Airport or are you here in the chat? Towards the end of runway 34, we've got Qantas flight QF35 heading off to Singapore. Here we go, lined up on the end of the runway. And we'll be departing very, very soon. Looks like Royal Brunei as well has pushed back incredibly early. Wow, we like 15 minutes early. That's a bit out of character for them. Usually they're a little bit late. And Jimmy, mate, long time no see. How you been, man? Yeah, it's been ages. Sam and I don't think we've actually streamed together since December. So we don't do these too often, but when we do, we try and do them as best as we can and try and choose the right days for them. We always try and choose those 3-4 days. And Peter, it is good to have you here, keeping me sane. I'll tell you what, Melbourne Airport, it makes you go stir crazy if you're out here by yourself with no one to talk to. I'll tell you what though, I feel bad for my mates. So the people I come out, you know, here and take photos with, take videos with and all that, I am constantly trying to convince them to come out with me because, you know, I get just so stir crazy just being out here for long periods of time solo. So I'm always like, you know, trying everything I can to convince people to come out and join me. Here we go, here goes QF35. And there we have the Royal Brunei 787 tug just being detached. And it's also wearing that special 50th livery as well. And no polls just yet. However, I probably should put one up if I can think of a engaging question. And good day, Kath. Thanks for tuning in. You've unfortunately missed Sam. He buggered off about an hour ago now. But I'm here to keep everybody company while we keep the stream going. But good to have you here. And hope everything's going well up there in Brizzy. Oh, and awesome. One World Qatar is back this afternoon. We had the Cathay One World as well. That should take off at about 2:30, so it's a pretty good One World afternoon. And Rudy, you missed him. You missed him. He hasn't been here for an hour. He's gone. Things to do. He's a busy man. So looking over here at Fiji Airways. Looks like they're still loading freight onto it. But should go within the next 30 minutes or so. That'd be a fantastic one to catch on the stream. Hopefully it goes all the way up to taxiway Kilo, which is the top end of the runway, so we get a little bit of a better shot. But we'll just have to wait and see. I do know it's company policy for Fiji Airways to use the longest runway possible when it's wet. And like, you know, the longest amount of runway possible. But that is not going to be in force today, that's for sure. So it looks like Royal Brunei has powered up. And are going to be heading towards runway 34. And good day, mate. Plane spotting here at the Terminal 4 car park at Melbourne Airport. I hope you enjoy your time over there in the Gold Coast. Hopefully you get some good planes out there, mate. Look at that. It is racing down the taxiway. Absolutely flooring it. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is true. I think it's just from memory, but I'm pretty sure Royal Brunei Airlines is actually a dry airline, meaning you can't actually get alcohol on board. In which case, I'm not too sure what the hurry is. Maybe they want to get back to Brunei to get back to the duty free as quickly as possible. There we go. Look, they're definitely going to get a speeding ticket. That's why they've slowed down. I think Melbourne Airport enforced an average speed limit thing. Like, you know what they do in Austria, where you go through the tunnels and like they average out your speed limit. from the beginning to the end. And that's how fast you're going. And if you're exceeding the speed limit on average, you get a ticket. They do that here as well. So they've slowed right down to lower their average. Here we go. Air New Zealand flight NZ124 heading off to Auckland. Today it's actually been operated by an A321, which is a little bit weird. Usually that's a 777 or a 787. Really, really weird, particularly on a Sunday as well. Alright, lining up to the runway, we have Royal Brunei, flight BI6, heading directly off to Brunei. And about to embark on its 6-hour journey. And this is definitely one of the more, I would say in the scheme of things, rarer airlines that Melbourne gets. Royal Brunei doesn't really go to many places outside of Asia. Their fleet is a little bit limited. They have, I think, about 6 or 5 787s as their long-haul fleet. So definitely blessed to get this one. There we go, wheels up. There you go, it looks like Fiji is all packed up and getting ready to go. And that should be the next heavy of the live stream. So definitely do stay tuned for that. So they've closed the back door up. They still have on the other side, they're loading some of the baggage onto it still. You can see the, oh god, what is it? You can see like that conveyor belt thing. Conveyor belt thing. This is what Melbourne Airport does to you. Your brain turns to mush the longer you're out here. And got a fantastic view of the China Airlines carbon fiber livery from T4, parked in the perfect spot. The wind's picking up as well. Wow, we're going to blow the table over again. Here we go, looks like we have a 737 MAX departing here off runway 34. So I can't stress this enough. So today is really, really windy. It doesn't seem like it. I'm pretty sheltered here at the car park. And the wind is sort of coming from behind me. So the car park blocks out most of it. But originally, Sam and I were going to stream from down there, from the golf course. So you get a fantastic view of planes taking off in front of you. They taxi right at you as they're turning onto the runway. The landings are really, really close up. So it was going to be a really, really good choice to set up there. And I went there this morning. I had all the stream gear because the last time Sam and I did a stream, I was the one that did it because Sam got sick that morning. So I had the gear from him and we haven't streamed since. So, I went out there to start setting up. And I put the table on the roof of my car. It's a bit gusty, so I thought, oh yeah, should be fine. Then I went down to go get the camera. As I've gotten down off the car, the table has just tipped and gone over the side. And fortunately it was on the side that I wasn't standing on, but that's how windy it is. It's strong enough to knock over a table. So the fact that these pilots are landing so perfectly is, it's honestly really, really impressive. Like, if I can't even secure a table on the roof of the car, I don't know how these guys are just nailing these landings. They're absolutely greasing them. And Graham, absolutely, it is my favourite spot. All-time favourite. Although, yeah, definitely the only problem with the Ops Road is you're just not protected from the elements. And on departure here, we have the Virgin Australia 737-800, and this one's going to be heading off to Adelaide as Velocity Flight 223. Oh my god, don't even get me started with the golf balls. Dude, the amount of times I've had golf balls hit my car, sometimes even on the full, and you just think like, alright, you can't be that crap at golf that you've hit it like, you've clipped it at a 90-degree angle. So you've got to think some of it has to be deliberate. Has to be. But I remember during COVID, we had a lot of rules, around how long you can be outside for and what activities that you're doing. And golf was one of the activities that you could be outside for a while because it was recreational. So that golf course was always packed in COVID times. So when I was out here actually filming stuff, like, I would get a lot more golf balls sort of hurled at the car. Intentional or not intentional, like who even knows. But what I would do is I'd actually started a collection of golf balls. And I remember in the back of my car, I think I had about 15, 16 golf balls, like all different colors, shapes, sizes. Some of them were actually like pretty good brands as well when I'd search them up. And it was just like all the golf balls that hit my car. And yeah, literally just, I had a collection of them going. And then it was the best thing because sometimes the golfers would come around, they're looking for their ball, like, oh, where did I hit it? And then, like, they'd see my cars there. They're like, oh, did you see where the golf ball went? I'm like, oh, yeah. It went well over there. Like, you're not going to find it. It's in the shrubs. I'm like, oh, okay. Nah, it's in the back of my car because you hit my car. So, on departure here, we have one of Qantas's new A220s. And this is heading off to Hobart as a QF 1293. And let me check the ATC, and I can't actually hear it either, but I can't hear it in general. So let me troubleshoot that one for you. Here we go, let's see if that works. So we've got the Qantas waiting to line up because we have a... Oh, there we go. Wow, there's ATC. Alright, we've got a Jetstar A320neo landing on a runway 34.
Squawk 0563 QH 1027. Squawking 0563 and QH 1027, Whiskey Victor. Shoutout. 267, taxi Golf Victor, holding point, Julia, runway 34.
Golf
There we
Victor,
go.
holding point, runway 34, 7.
Alright, so that Neo's come in from Launceston as Jetstar flight JQ734. That's, yeah, okay, that's interesting. I didn't even think that they flew those to Launceston. Just trying to figure out here what's going on with the scanner. It's not scanning things very well. Oh wait, I have to figure that one out later. Alright, on screen now we have that Jetstar A320neo, which just landed before. Gonna come in nice and close, hopefully, for the camera. Nah, honestly, I swear, Sam's scanner is so dodgy, it's so buggy. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it just comes out with static and nothing else. And for whatever reason, I can't actually tune the frequencies properly. Go figure. There you go. Going past all the Jetstar tails. Good to see a splash of colour on them as well. I actually quite like the new livery on the 320 Neos and the 321 Neos. The orange on the tail really just does make the livery, in my humble opinion. I can still hear the scanner just cracking it. I'm just hearing a staticky mess. Oh man. And I'm so tech illiterate, I don't even know what to do about it. Departing now, we have Jetstar flight JQ970 off to Perth. It's an A321 CEO. And Eddie, 100%, I prefer the new livery as well. Anything with a bit of colour, I think is a win in my book. Alright. Off runway 34, we have Virgin Flight VA267. And this is off to Canberra. So we're going to try and hang out for this Fiji Airways A350 as the final plane of the stream. We're just having a look here. It looks like they're getting rid of the conveyor belt on the back. So that must all be completed. I'm sure boarding would be completed by now since it's meant to be leaving within 10 minutes. And they should hopefully just be awaiting pushback clearance. Although, hang on, I think they've put the conveyor belt back on. Uh-oh, they're either pulling a bag off or putting some more on. Coming in on final approach, we have Qantas flight QF437. It's got a special livery. This is the Mendu Muruji livery. A livery to represent native Australians. This is a Qantas flight QF683 heading off to Adelaide. It's a 737-800. Lots of 737s here in Australia. This is the backbone of Australian aviation. Our two largest carriers, Virgin Australia and Qantas, both use these as the dominant aircraft of their fleets. And there we go, wheels up. Alright, back over to the approach path. We have a 737 arrival. It's going to be flight VA 680 from Perth. Remember, 680 back before the pandemic used to be operated by the A330s. When Virgin Australia used to have them and had the business model of essentially matching Qantas and beating them at their own game. So that's why they got the A330s, to try and put on some of the Perth, Sydney, and Brizzy flights, the high yielding ones, and they got the 777s to sort of contest them internationally to the United States. And when that strategy didn't turn a profit, obviously the Great Reset happened with COVID, and now it's back to the 737s, and the A330s were binned off pretty quickly. Looking to the departures, looks like we have a Virgin Australia 737-700, the rarer type of 737 here in Oz, and this is heading up to Newcastle as VA 1593. Here we go, lined up, turn and burn, let's go. Used no runway. Absolute rocket. Let's check back to our Fiji Airways. Let's see what's going on. There we go, it's all been loaded up. Tug is attached. So this Fiji Airways A350 will be the last plane of the stream. Usually I would stay 5 more minutes, but it looks pretty quiet after that. You know, everybody's still on their lunch break. And things don't really pick up until a little bit later in the day. And this spot sort of gets backlit as well. This spot's really more for the mornings, and definitely not the afternoons. So Fiji Airways is usually pretty punctual. There's no reason that it would be late, particularly because it did come early as well. So that always helps move things along quickly. So we'll wait for that one to push back and begin its journey up to Fiji. So everybody, once again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Matt from HD Melbourne Aviation, helping Sam out here on one of his live streams. He unfortunately had a couple of errands that he had to run that sort of popped up. So I begrudgingly volunteered to keep the stream going for a little bit longer and make a bit of a show of it. Peter, I would, but if we do that, I'm going to be here all day, and I did not bring the battery power to be here all day. I only bought enough batteries for a little bit longer. So here we go. Fiji Airways finally on pushback there, going 4 minutes early. This is incredible punctuality here. Absolutely incredible. So she's on the move. Nandi bound. There we go. Now that dude's going to get out of the tug, detach it, and then we're good to go. Karen, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate your company out here this morning at Melbourne. It has been a pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you on the next one. There we go. Detaching the string there. It'd be an awesome job though, wouldn't it? Getting that close to the big stuff. Man, I don't think I could do it without a camera though. Like, I'd be so tempted, you know? Like, even if I had like a little like a cyber shot in my pocket or something, you know, you go up to the plane, oh, snap, 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 oh, and then you detach it. I'd be definitely down for that. I'd be fired in a week if I was working on the ramp, just because I'd keep trying to take photos. There we go. Fiji Airways should start being powered by its own power and taxi over to 3-4 for its departure. Now, we hope that it takes off on taxiway Kilo, so it goes the entire length of the runway. But we'll see what happens. Fiji Airways is no stranger to doing a shorter takeoff on taxiway Juliet. And Canada, yeah, you know what? Sam has done some plane spotting in Canada before. Hasn't been there for a while though. I think the last one that Sam and I did was actually Vancouver together. And we tried to live stream, but it just never worked out. That was actually going to be the first place we were going to live stream. But it ended up being Miami instead. So here we go, Fiji Airways is on the move. go, taxiing past the rest of the international aircraft over here. A lot of 350s in this shot. Look at that. We've got the Trifecta going. We have China Airlines, Turkish, and Fiji going past them. Still trying to figure out when that Turkish is going to go. There's a bit of action around it at the minute. So, Fiji slowly making its way towards the end of 3-4. And once again, guys, this will be the last plane of the stream. This will be it. This will be the final. So let's hope it goes all the way. We want it to go long. And Neil joining the first class lounge. Neil, thank you so much, mate. Welcome to the first class lounge. Hope that the perks treat you well. You'll be able to access all of Sam's members only content, stickers, you name it. Everything that we have, you have. So welcome to the class, mate. Much appreciated. And thanks for tuning in and joining me here for an awesome lunchtime Melbourne Airport plane spotting session. Gonna get up nice and close to this Fiji. Neil, we dedicate this one to you, mate. Uh-oh. Guys, I see the Qatar 777 coming in from Adelaide. It's just going around right base at the moment. I think we have to stay. Guys, we have to stay. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, guys. We have to stay. We can't just leave when a 777's coming in, can we? I don't think we can do that. Right now? Yeah, sure. I can teleport there. No stress. Realistically, though, Calgary is actually really, really hard to get to from Melbourne. Like, you have to go... Man, you'd have to go through what? Either Sydney to Vancouver, then up to Calgary. Or you got to go to Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles you can get to Calgary from there. But it's wow, it's a day trip just to get that far north. Here we go, Fiji Airways lining up to runway 34. I guess we're staying longer. How can we resist? There's a 777 coming in. This is the first heavy in like an hour. Man, I knew this would happen. 5 minutes more. Here we go. Fiji Airways. This is going to be flight FJ934 off to Nandi. It's a one of their older A350s, clocking in at about 5 years old. There we go. Lovely early rotation on that. There we go. It's making its way over to Fiji. Camera focus. Ooh, that wind's coming in strong. That wind is coming in strong. Alright, let's make our way over here to the approach path. Let's see what's let's see what's happening here in the hangars while we wait for this 777 to come in. So it looks like we have a Qantas Freight 321, probably sitting there for the day. They love to overnight it here, particularly for the weekends. And on final approach, we have Qatar flight QR989 coming in from Adelaide with a 777-300ER completing its 40-minute journey, or 50-minute journey, I should say, from one of Australia's main cities. Daniel, what can I say? I can't leave if there's a 777 on approach. That's just not how plane spotting works. And after we've been sort of edged with so many 737s and A320s, I mean, we have to stay. We have to. Just pick it up. That just sort of hit out of nowhere. Wow, I think the table's gonna fall off the freaking car park. That's what I think. There we go, 777 on final approach now. Almost. Matt almost needed that. I'm going to get absolutely scolded by boss man Sam. Absolutely scolded. I still haven't recovered from the table nearly falling on me. Oh no, Sam won't trust me. Whatever will I do? He'll just have to stay next time. He'll have to stay for the show. Alright, here it comes. There we go. Qatar's at 777, touching down there from its short hop from Adelaide. And I'm under the impression as well that that Adelaide stop is actually going to cease, and they're going to replace it with Canberra. I could definitely be wrong in saying that though. I'm not as up to date in the Melbourne airport operations as I used to be. So just having a quick look at what's going on. Do I stay for the Malaysia? It's A330neo. What do I do? What do I do? 5 more minutes. Just another 5 minutes. Well, not really, it'll probably be about 30. Uh-oh. Let's see how much battery power we've got for starters. And oh man, how do you do a poll on this? This is usually what Sam does. What do we think, guys? Do we stay for the Malaysia A330neo, or do we just call it quits? Do we stay, or do we not? There's just enough power here that I think we could get away with it, if we were to stay. Just enough power. It is getting a little bit on the windy side though. Yeah, there we go, game over. Yeah, probably should be, eh? Decisions. You know what, guys? You know what? I think we'll stay. Let's just do it. As long as it doesn't go after 2 PM, I think we should do it. Why not? Why not? What's the extra 30 minutes gonna do, right? Let's just do it, guys. Dino, mate, how's it going? Awesome, look at that. Member for 13 months in the business class lounge. Really, really appreciate that, man. It's also been good meeting you up in Brizzy as well. Really, really good. And cheers for tuning in. Alright, we're just going to do it. We're going to do it. 5 more minutes. What's the harm? let's get into it. Here we go. We've got a Virgin Australia 737-800. This one's going off to the Gold Coast. Get ready for the onslaught of 737s and A320s. Looks like we have a Jetstar A320 waiting for its departure, or A321. No, A320 off to Hobart. It's Jetstar flight JQ705. Looks like Thai Airways is already on pushback. Set in stone, we are staying. So if you haven't already, do make sure to hit that like button. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, and it's completely free. Hitting that like button helps reach the stream out to other like-minded aviation enthusiasts. And the more enthusiasts here, the more engaging the chat is, and the more fun we all have. So hit that like button to show your support. Now, hang on a minute. We could film this A320, or we could try and get the Qantas A380 Contrail. I think that's more interesting. Now, let's see if the camera behaves. Here we go. This is the Qantas A380 QF64, Johannesburg to Sydney. Flying over the top. That wind is certainly not helping. There we go. That was awesome. Left a nice long streak over the Melbourne sky. So looking onto the landings, we have a Virgin Australia 737-800 coming in from Sydney. And that's going to be the next arrival on the stream. And should be landing within the next minute or so. Oh, Robert, 100%. Lots of Jetstar action here. Melbourne is home base of Jetstar. And T4 Carpark is prime spotting location of the Jetstars. So it's a lot of Jetstar action here. Let's go over to the arrivals and get this Virgin 737 coming in from Sydney. Operating the Milk Run. Alright, here it comes. About to touch down on runway 34. Here we go. We're actually getting a last batch of heavies for this stream. We've got Capital Airlines Airbus A330-300. The one we saw arriving probably about 2 hours ago is now on pushback, getting ready to embark on its long 11.5-hour journey up to Qingdao, one of the secondary but huge cities over there in mainland China. So here it is, pushing back. And there's the wind. So along with that, we have the Thai A350, which is making its way out from Terminal 2 and heading towards the runway for its departure off to Bangkok. Quite a nice little patch of heavies around 1:30. And hopefully that Malaysia pushes back on time as well. And then we have the Trifecta, the little Southeast Asian airline Trifecta of 1:30. Hey, and Rudy's still here. That's awesome to see. Yeah, you guys over in LA, you don't get the Thai A350s or Thai in general, do you? It's been years, probably about a decade since Thai Airways was even in the US. There we go. It's been a bit of an A350 power hour with this Fiji Airways. Great to see the variety of A350s in Melbourne is just getting better and better. And even in the summertime it's better because we have the Sichuan ones. We did have the Air China ones, but for the wintertime they've swapped back to the A330s. But I think I counted about, what, 11 airlines with A350s here over the summertime, which is a pretty stellar effort. Yeah, hopefully you guys are able to sort of get them back in the States. It's an awesome livery, and you know, I think it would suit the new satellite terminal in LA. You know, parked up next to Hawaiian, parked up next to LL, parked up next to all those like exotic ones like Air Tahiti and all that. I think it would really fit in well there. So here we go, TG466 making its way up towards the end of the runway here at Melbourne. Malaysia's also on pushback as well. I'm actually really happy we stayed. That's what a much better way to end instead of on a Fiji A350. In a matter of 30 minutes, we've managed to get about 4 extra heavies. Can't go wrong with that. The Aussie going long. Wowee. That's the AV reputation now. Go long. But honestly, you kind of want it to go long because it's a bit of an iffy shot if it doesn't from T4. Bit iffy. Oh, what? That's just poor form by Hawaiian. No good at all. Terminal 6. That's is that United's or is that JetBlue's? Like I know it's on that like south side. I think it's, or is Terminal 7 United? Fill me in here, Rudy. Fill me in. So the Thai is waiting for an arrival. And that's going to be... Oh, here we go. It's a special livery. Jetstar A320, the Flying with Pride livery. Here it is. And she's coming in from Sydney as Jetstar Flight 513. So you see, it's got the star on it is actually a rainbow, and it's got the rainbow flying with pride on the back as well. Always good to see something a little bit unique. And here we go, Capital Airlines breaking all the speed limits. Itching to get on its way to Qingdao as it taxis up the taxiway at lightning speed. And Gavin! Wow, mate. Gavin with a $10 super chat there with the beer emojis. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Definitely will be splurging that on a cold one, I think. After today, I definitely think it's worth it. But cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And also, thanks again for the redirect. Really do appreciate it. I know Sam was super happy as well before he left. And keen to get back up to Brizzy to see you guys. Dedicate these two to you, mate. Hey, Vince, how's it going, man? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Long time no talk. All is well on my end. Busy as always, but always have time to come out here and capture some heavies. Hope all is well over there in Vegas, man. Coming in is a Virgin 737 from Cairns. Operating as Velocity VA 1292. Man, it's actually a longer flight to Cairns versus Perth. This country's huge. It's actually huge. This is a 3.5 hour journey from all the way up north. And there we go, touchdown. Hey, don't knock it. That's how we say it, Cairns. We don't say Cairns. I wouldn't even know how to say that with any other accent, to be honest with you. I genuinely don't know. Like, I'm trying to think how would I say that with the US accent, but over the top of my head, that one. And here we go. We're getting a closer look at the Flying with Pride livery onto this Jetstar 320. There we go, going past all the Jetstar planes. So guys, we're drawing to a close probably in the next 10 or so minutes, as the Malaysia is now began taxiing, and will be the plane to complete the stream, the new A330neo. I think this is the first time we've actually featured the A330neo on a stream, taking off at least. I do remember on the last stream that Sam and I did, we did get the arrival. And there we go, Qantas 737, slowing down there on 3-4, operating as QF441 from Sydney. And here we go, Thai is lining up, TG466, off to Bangkok. It's the A350-900 embarking on its 8.5-hour journey to probably one of the hottest tourist places you can go to, old Thailand. And there we go. As we pan over to the taxiway again, we see the Malaysia A330neo making its way down the end of the runway, to the end of the runway I should say. And it's going to be operating a direct service to Kuala Lumpur. There you go, real sleek looking plane. The new livery that Malaysia Airlines is rocking looks absolutely stunning on the A330neo. I am quite a fan. Now, looking back to the end of the runway, we have the Capital Airlines A330-300 operating as JD462. About to embark its journey to Qingdao. 11.5 hours. It's definitely a hike. Although, at least when I flew Capital Airlines, the route was heavily subsidized, meaning that I got a full row to myself. I got poor man's business class. I was a happy man. 11.5 hours or whatever felt like nothing. Like, you know, I was lying down watching movies. Flight attendants were just so friendly, so helpful. Probably happy there's some people on the plane. But I think now that that's all changed, I think now I can sort of stand on its own without all the subsidiaries. There it goes. It looks like the Qantas 787, which will be operating to Dallas a little bit later on, has pushed back from that satellite terminal and heading towards Terminal 2 to get ready for its flight. And Francis, welcome mate to the Gate Lounge. Awesome to have you there, joining Sam and I on aviation videography. Much appreciated, mate. Enjoy all the members' perks and benefits that you get from being in the Gate Lounge. Really, really appreciate it. We dedicate the Thai A350 to you. Oh, not Thai A350, sorry. The Malaysia A330neo to you. Francis, thank you so much, mate. And cheers for keeping me company out here for another day of Melbourne Airport plane spotting. So I think second last plane of the stream here, we have a Jetstar A320 lined up on runway 34. This is if flight radar would load. It's being a little bit slow for me. Oh, this is a ferry flight off to Darwin. It's Jetstar flight 8972. So being a ferry flight, this thing might be an absolute rocket. Ooh, little kink in the tripod there. There we go, early rotation, really early. It's already at 10,000 feet. Oh, wow, wow, wee, wow. Oh, wee, wee, wow, wow. There we go. Now we're going to focus our attention on this Malaysia A330neo. Hopefully it is next to go and it takes priority over the Qantas 737. Because, you know, Qantas 737, that's boring, yucky. Ugh. But Malaysia A330 is good. But not too sure if ATC shares my views on that. And they absolutely do not. Qantas 737 is going to go first. Maybe a good thing because the wind kind of just picked up out of nowhere again. So I can I can try and protect the gear a little bit better while I wait. Oh yeah, by the way, ATC still getting the static. Lucky I got a friend who's pretty whiz with this. He knows what he's doing. That's ATC. I don't understand what they're saying. That needs to be fixed before the next one. King in the castle, king in the castle. It's Borat, I like it. I like A330 Neos. Good old Borat. Oh wow, is this the new Neo? Oh yeah, it is. This is brand spanking new. Wow, wait. was delivered in March 2025. Honestly, Rudy, it sounds like it. Looks like Melbourne ATC has hired Darth Vader. It's the only explanation. Uh-oh. So, on arrival, we have a Qantas A330 coming in from Delhi. It's QF70. Is that really? Like, are we really? Really? Really, Melbourne? Alright. I think they're going to send this Malaysia A330 off, then that one will come in, and that will conclude today's live stream. There we go. Neo is very slowly on the move. It's, you know, just wanting to eat up time, so I have to 100% stay for that Qantas A330. Here we go. This is going to be operating as MH148. Direct to Kuala Lumpur. A nice 7 and a bit hour flight. Awesome place, Kuala Lumpur. Awesome. The plane spotting there is phenomenal. They got a lot of decks, a lot of spots, a lot of access, a lot of angles, and a lot of weird airlines. Like, you can get Iraqi Air in Kuala Lumpur, which I think is just bonkers. Like, you just don't see that in many places. It honestly couldn't be any slower though, could it? Alright, here we go. A330 Neo departure. 3-month-old plane. Alright, and last one of the stream, and this really is the last one of the stream, is going to be the Qantas A330 coming in from Delhi. Here it is on final approach. Here it comes, guys. Make sure to hit that like button. We've stayed about an hour more than I was really expecting to, in all honesty, but it's been well worth it. So make sure to hit that like button, show your support, and let us know where you want us to go for the next one, whether it's this spot, whether we go to Operations Road. You let us know. And there we go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a actually really good morning, I have to admit. I hope to see you on the next one. We'll try and go to Operations Road, I think, just to sort of spice up the angles a little bit. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for the support. TriStar Darren, Neil, everybody, Justin, it's been fantastic. So see you in the next one, guys. Appreciate you coming along and joining Sam and I out here for another morning of Melbourne Airport Plane Spot.